Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal.
I'm gonna show you how great I am.
How is everybody doing? I've always wanted to do that as well. In this video, we're going to talk about the 4 P's of public speaking, which speaks about your tonality, which is your pace, your pitch, your power, and your pause. And this is at least talks about what vocal variety it is. We don't like things. Well, your audience doesn't like the speakers who are always monotone, because that means that you are going to be boring and people are going to fall asleep in your presentation if you talk like this all the time. It's really not attractive at all. So what you're going to try to do in your speech is to incorporate as much vocal variety as possible. Let's start with pace. Pace talks about the speed at which you speak, and sometimes I have the folly of this, of being the person that speaks way too fast, and I end up mumbling and doing all this type of stuff as if I'm a mumble rapper, and people can't hear what it is that you're saying. So there are times when you should be speaking fast, and there are times where you should slow down. For example, if you are talking about an event where it was fast, it was frenetic, a lot was happening, and you're speaking really fast, then it is warranted. But if you're talking about a somber event, and an event where it is very important to get your point across, and you want people to process what you're saying, it's good for you to slow down. Because when you slow down, you allow the audience to process what it is that you're saying. But if you want to be very dramatic and get your point across by being very fast and making sure that this is a very fast and frenetic presentation, you can speed your pace up. Make sure that it is very purposeful. The next thing is your pitch. How high it is that you speak and how low it is that you speak, and that talks about the different scenarios that you can use. So your pitch talks about your volume, how high you speak, and how low it is that you speak. So that depends on whether you are trying to embody a certain character or you're trying to get a certain point across. The next thing is the power with which you speak, and that talks about your ability to project. And when you're able to project a lot more, it helps you get a powerful point across. For example, if you want to say it is important for you to become a better speaker, and you're very reserved in that delivery, it's not going to come across very well. But if you are very powerful in it and you get your point across, then it's going to assist you in getting that point across when you use a lot of power and a lot of audience and a lot of projection. The other one is pause. Pausing is very powerful and effective because it allows the person who is listening to you to process what is being said. And sometimes a pause brings that element of silence. So you need to be able to use, there are different pauses. There's one that's called the dramatic pause, where before the speaker's talking about an event that is very tense, and then they pause, it leaves you in suspense. So those are the 4 P's of public speaking that you can think about: the pace, how fast it is that you speak; the pitch, how high and how low your pitch is; your power, how much it is that you project; and your pause. If you use these 4 P's in terms of your vocal variety, it's going to enhance your presentation. And remember that success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal.
It can be the day that turns your life around. All you need is a reason to turn you on. The day my life changes. Now who can do that? Anybody. When can you do it? Whatever day you pick.